Hello, people of the world. Today, I'm making a video of how to play realistic battle mode in War Thunder. I will be showing you with the German tanks, and in test drive, we'll go to realistic. Alright, so, normally in realistic, you wouldn't have the name tags on the tanks to show you where they are. They'll just be like black dots. You won't be able to see them. Now, shoot at them. Yes, you shoot them. Boom. Good job. You did it. You killed a T-26, the most threatening tank ever. Alright, so, if you try to shoot this guy though, because you want to shoot in between the turret and the hull to get a one shot, that's why he died. Just shoot him. Oh no, it didn't hit. Oh no. Well, that's because you gotta aim at a certain range. This guy is obviously not at point blank. Each one of those ticks on the scope means 200 meters. So if he's 200 meters away, you aim there, that's where your shot's gonna hit. It's obviously not 200 meters away, and to find the range you can either just judge it. He's probably at like 400, or if you go to your controls, you find something called range finding. Right there. I have mine set for B. If I click B, it will do this thing. Now you can go out of your scope while it's doing this, whatever. But wherever you had your crosshair on is where it's going to range. As I said, it's about 400. So we aim here. 450 would be like in between, but a little bit higher. But whatever, it's gonna aim at 400. And since it's Russian, all we did was damage a fuel tank. Because don't you know, Russian bias is probably not a thing in this game. Alright, so another thing you can do to look for targets that are in bushes, you come here, there should be a thing called binoculars. I have that bounded to an extra mouse button on my mouse. And all it does is this, so you can look around faster rather than having to do this. Now, space is the default to fire your MGs. It will spot a target on the map if you get a hit marker come up, which will allow your allies to see him and be able to kill him. 5 to call artillery, whatever. That's all you do with that. And a quick tip for driving. Since this tank doesn't have pivot steering, which means one track will move the opposite direction as the other to have fast steering, only one track moves, which can be annoying for certain tanks. But if you put some momentum in your tank and then turns a lot faster. Oh, say he's firing back at you. You don't want to fight him head on with your armor. You're just going to go through. If you angle your armor a little bit, and your turret, he'll have a greater chance to bounce off your armor because now it's sloped. Sloped armor is harder to penetrate than flat armor. Flat armor is very easy to penetrate. Now as you can see, this tank has a lot of flat armor. It's not the best tank for the game. Now, I also have different shells right here. The primary one has explosive filler, as you can see. The other two are APCR. APCR doesn't do a lot of damage to a tank when it enters, but it'll penetrate better through thick armor. Most British tanks have thick flat armor, so it's good for those. It's also good for like heavy tanks, such as the KV-1. But you don't want to use it too often, because it will not do good on sloped armor. Say if someone's got it angled, or if it's angled by itself, like this T-34 right here. As you can see, if I'm approaching it this angle, and I try to shoot here, it's not going to work. If I shoot here, it will go through, but say he angled his armor on me right here, right? It's just angled a little bit. I try to shoot here, it's not gonna work because it's angled too much, even though that side armor is only about 30 millimeters and I have about 60 millimeters of penetration. And since his armor is sloped, even though it's 45 and I got about 60 millimeters penetration, 100 meters, it's not gonna go through because it's sloped. But as you can see, the machine gun port and the cheeks of his turret are flat. However, the turret itself has a lot of armor, so you're not going to do as much damage with your shell, so it's better to shoot the cheeks. So you can see I killed the gunner, and I almost killed those two just because of the explosive mass of the shell. Now, this does have more penetration, the shell right here, but it's angled. It's not going to go through. However, it can go through this gun breach a lot easier. There we go, he's dead. You can also shoot there to kill them. Right? So that's just about everything with that tank. Now, there's also a howitzer. These tanks have very large guns, although if you go into their shells, as you can see, their muzzle velocity is very low, meaning they're a lot harder to aim at long range, so you want to engage at close range with these types of vehicles. This is an anti-air vehicle. They're meant for shooting down planes. You want to lead your target a little bit when shooting at them, and they usually cost a lot less spawn points than other tanks. So whenever choosing a nation and getting vehicles for them, you should always try to get their anti-air as fast as you can. I'll just try to shoot. Now this little cursor circle here will not be there in realistic. This is only for arcade, but it does help you shoot. As you can see, I'm horrible at this game even with it. The cursor lies. It lies. False god. False god. I don't understand. Like I'm not. That's not even on the cursor. It's probably where I would shoot. So I have different shells here. One of them's the explosive ones are good for shooting down planes. The red ones are for tanks. You'll be able to go through their sides like this right here. Show you now. As you can see, this is not a threatening tank. You kill those guys really easy. They can kill you really easy too, which is great. I love those little things. Then we have the German bomber. Oh yeah, they're so good and so strong. Look at the bomb. Oh yeah. Going to show you how to dive bomb now. Oh wait, I don't want to do that. Oh. Well, I guess I'll show you how the spawn points work at War Thunder then. And I'll show you how to dive bomb hopefully as well. Depending on how well I do right here. I'm just gonna bring out my Panzer IV F2, which is a very strong tank. Although it doesn't have much armor. Oh yeah, for G, it places a smoke grenade. If you're getting shot at a lot, you can use that. Try to avoid some fire. It's K. Now, when you're playing War Thunder, don't rush to the objective unless you're a heavy tank or a tank destroyer with a lot of armor. So you will die immediately from the snipers and the other strategic players on the enemy team. What you want to do is you want to go to the edge of the map. Personally, I like to go over here, but they're probably going to have a lot of guys protecting A on this kind of battle. So I'm just going to try and stick with my team and go defend the B point. Kill any Russians. Actually, fighting Britain and France. Now, with France, their tanks have a lot of armor. My tank can easily go right through it. I'm actually going to load my heat shell. It is harder to aim and does horrible on angles, but it can easily go through a French tank's armor. And I recommend using this kind of shell when engaging any kind of French tank. Like I'll just sit right here for a bit, wait for something to pass, then shoot it. You want to play really reserved with the Germans. If you go to rush out too much, you have to engage something head on. You'll usually lose unless you can get the first shot off. So it's not recommended. Better to just sit and wait for a bit. Also, when playing realistic, you'll never have two of the same nation on both sides. That'll never happen. Now, if you see a tank but you can't shoot at it and you want to alert your team, just hold M, click where you think it is, and you'll have like a thing pop up. It's K. Now, we have people dying, probably from the hill. He's called out a position over there, so I'm gonna move in, hide behind this tank chassis right here, try to provide support. He's dead. Yup. 10 out of 10, most helpful teammate ever. I'll just wait here for them to pass, poke out, and shoot them. Oh, so back to spawn points. As you can see, bombers are very expensive in this game. This is actually a poor thing to do. You should not have 2 bombers in your loadout. You should have 1 fighter, attack plane, or bomber. You should never have 2 of the same class of plane, because when you die in that type of plane, it'll stack its spawn points together, making it cost more the next time. As you can see, if I die even though I haven't done anything, I get spawn points from my Gepard. Get spawn points just by killing stuff and, I don't know, objectives and stuff like that. So my guy called out where they are, so I'm gonna go flank them and try to defend them, though probably die before I get there. As you can see, right there, there is a French tank. Believe that's a B1. They have a ton of armor, so I'm actually quite scared. I think I can go through his turret though. Yep. Easy. And I saw the debris from another tank over here, and there he is. And I messed up. And I'm gonna get shot at, but since I have my angled armor, he probably won't go through. And yep, this shell from this tank will easily go through any French tank. So if you're having a problem with the French, recommend grinding out Germany or Japan, because the Japan's Horo can go through a lot of French tanks very easily as well. I'm just gonna rush their capture point right now, because I think that was their force that I just took out. I'll probably die, but oh well. Oh. Actually, my teammates are dying from right over here. Yeah, there's a Matilda over there. Matilda's basically a heavy tank. Has a lot of armor, but the Germans kind of counter any nation that relies on armor. At least not late tier. So right over there, we have B1 Tur. He's dead. That's the guy I killed. Yep. Super good at this game, don't you know? The best ever. Alright. Matilda is... I think there's a second Matilda at B. There's a lot of Matildas. Usually people don't bring it out. It will always be a mystery to me on why they don't. I think that Matilda must have moved to B, so I'm just gonna call some artillery on it, hopefully get a kill. Yeah, he's probably sitting in there. It's a problem. So as you can see from those 2 kills I got, I have the best number of spawn points by far. And it's ruined. God damn it, I hit the tank in B. Why? Why do I have to hit things with artillery when I don't want to? And we got a kill with artillery. Well. He was actually using a reserve tank, oh, it's the Matilda, okay. 2 Matildas. Loader. That's my favorite thing to damage, and he missed. Gunner. Now, Matilda's guns aren't the greatest, so I'm actually at the advantage right now. Except he just killed my driver, and I'm dead. Matildas are spooky. Yep. So, I'm gonna spawn in a bomber, show you how to dive bomb properly, unless I die immediately from the amazing British planes. They're very good, I'm not joking. The Spitfires can outturn a lot of planes except for the Japanese, although their guns are kind of trash. So I'm just gonna fly over to B, drop a bomb on it. Now, in this plane, we do not have a bomb bay, even though it is a bomber. Most other bombers do have a bomb bay, and you basically want to drop your bomb where the crosshair is. Don't worry about the little dot that like moves around. You don't need to worry about that. It really just tells where your bomb it will land if it's slightly off, but it should land basically where you aim it. Now, as you can see, we're doing complete garbage because my team obviously doesn't know how to destroy the French. Yeah. So as you can see with my loadout as well, I have all like 2.0, 2.3 vehicles. That's what you want with your loadout. All your tanks should have similar battle ratings. So if they're off, then you'll have to fight vehicles that your tank can't penetrate or do anything to. So right now I'm getting shot by anti-air. I really hope I don't die. So basically what you want to do is you want to do an almost vertical drop, find out where they are, drop your bomb a little bit before, and pull up earlier than that. And it didn't do anything. Beautiful. Yeah, that's basically what you want to do, but pull up earlier. If he moves and you gotta move your plane when you're in the middle of your dive, don't bother. I got greedy, and I don't really want to be in a bomber right now because they have a fighter plane up. Fighters beat bombers. Don't try to fight a fighter plane. Actually, that's an attack plane. That can kill me. Please. I don't think he's going for me. Alright. That's cool. I'm actually gonna load my anti-tank shell just because of those B1s for flying around or driving. I word well. Oh, the tank I'm using now can also dispatch of them easily, like most other Germans. And there's a B1 on the bridge. I'm hoping he doesn't see me. He sees me and he missed. And I couldn't get my gun on target in time. Hooray! And my shot did... Oh. I don't think he knows where to shoot at me. And a plane killed me. Alright. I swear I saw the animation for the shell flying, but I guess I'm going insane, and nothing happened. Yep. 10 out of 10 right there. Well. So you might be asking yourself, what's the point in playing realistic when I can just play arcade? Well, the thing is, you don't get as much XP or money from arcade, and yeah, that's why I play realistic. I also just find it more enjoyable overall, just because you can be like sneaky and stuff, because you're not like always on the map. It requires more skill, which I like. So, pretty sure this anti-air can't do anything to a B1 from anywhere. Or a Matilda. Actually, no. This tank can go through a Matilda from the back. That's it, though. So the little red marker that comes up basically means there is an enemy in that direction. I believe it's only planes. Yeah, he's right there. He's right there. So I'm gonna attempt to win this. There are 2 light tanks in the capture point. I can probably kill both of them. Hoping that B1 doesn't shoot at me. I'm okay. Hell yeah. I should be dead. That artillery should have killed me. Hey, we're getting shot at. Lit. Hey, we're not dead. Fuck you. We don't die. Oh. I'm dead. Yep. Wait, he shot me from in the capture point? Alright, well, that's the end of the match. Now, if you die in a match, you can return, then do another match, whatever. I might not be able to use my bomber plane, because I kind of killed myself, and they give you a penalty if you do that. Now we're fine. And don't ram into other planes either, because you'll get a penalty for that. So, yeah, that's basically play realistic. One more note, as you're researching your tanks, make sure you're researching all of the low tier ones at a time. So, like, how you want to do it is you want to get the Panzer F2, then get the Flak Panzer, because it's anti-air, so you want to get that fast. Panzer 4C, then you have all the 1.3s, except for this, so you get this one next, and stuff. Alright, let me just... Okay. So, then after you get the 1.7 tank, and that's about it. Then you have... Oh, and the Panzerjäger. Panzerjäger is very nice. You want to use that, like, even more reserve than the Panzer F2 from a distance, because it has literally no armor, so if you get shot at, you will die. That's basically it. I'll have another video eventually explaining about each nation and which one to choose. That's all.